Hey, welcome back, guys. This is match 2 of the day here, Agony Empire against Pandemic Legion. This should be a very interesting match. We have a shiny on the field. The Dan Cool flying the Vindicator, the flagship for Pandemic Legion. So some very expensive ISK on the field. If anything like last year, Pandemic Legion spares no expense on these things, and we're going to see a lot of ISK possibly explode here. I'm here with CCP Rise, and this should be great. What do you think?
I think people should stop bringing Hyperions. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So Agony bringing another a setup that's pretty similar to what RVB just brought. 3 Hyperions, Damnation Oneros is the same, and then they were going with a more offensive support wing with the Enyos rather than carries, Mollis, whatever RVB brought. But we're underway now. There's a little bit of distance between the teams, but the Hyperions for Agony pretty close to the beacon, and PL is moving right away towards the Agony team. Of course, Agony PL setup is pretty amazing, so I'm excited to see them trounce the Agony team here.
It looks like we have ECM on both sides. I see ECM effects on the Oneros and one of the Blackbirds, the Blackbird for Destoya. But ECM spread across almost the entire Agony team so far. 2 of the Hyperions aren't jammed, but 3, okay, 1 of the Hyperions is not jammed, and 2 of the frigates. But otherwise, it's pretty solid. The Oneros actually has no jam effects on it, which is interesting. I guess they want to jam everything else out, just blast through the Oneros with that Vindicator Proteus damage.
Who is PL shooting? I see some
the
frigs in the back line there. Is that going for the Oneros tackle?
Yeah, I think that's right. The Oneros is tackled, and
yep.
He's webbed and scrammed.
Yep, PL Frig Wing definitely on top of that Agony Oneros, and you're seeing some of the Newts and Webs start to stack up on him. That's all those Enyos and Ishkers, so we'll see how he does against that pressure. And at the same time, PL not under a ton of pressure themselves. You can see obviously the ECM power by their team kind of lowering the DPS by Agony pretty significantly, as you can see on their attack bar.
Yeah, and it looks like they're keeping the Hyperions away from the main fight. You see them off in the distance.
Of course, that Vindicator can fit any kind of webs it wants, and with 90% webs that have really long range, it'll be really difficult for those Hyperions to get close enough to do their job. Absolutely.
I mean, he only has 1 or 2. One of them will be able to get in there, but absolutely it's kind of hard for them to close in on it. They may have to just try to kill off support. They're damps on the Blackbird now, but this still doesn't seem to be effective. We still see gem effects across most of the Agony team. I think Agony are fairly well hamstrung here. The frigates may be able to do something. Looks like one of the Enyos is starting to take damage. F Mercury, a former courtmate of mine, taking a little bit of damage.
Former courtmate of mine as well.
Yeah, so
PL Enyo might drop. If Agony gets the first kill here, I'm going to be super excited.
Yeah, he is low, but it looks like Tinkang doesn't have any E-War effects on him anymore. He was damped briefly.
F Merc, you are dead. Oh, reps just come in. Now reps on that Enyo.
He's scrammed and webbed.
PL switching off. Well, he's still working on the Oneros, but now
we have a Tristan
going down as well. Yep.
Yeah, he is scrammed. He is in structure. The Oneros is dampened, so he may not be able to get reps. I haven't seen a rep. Yep, there is a rep icon on the Tristan. Tiny bit of armor coming back, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. It looks like F Mercury is safe now. He is still scrammed and web, but he's not taking enough damage to break through the reps. If they can get some sort of E-War back on Tin King, we might be able to see that F Mercury go down. Here we go. Reps, full reps back on Grey Gal, back to full armor here. So we have a bit of a standoff with lots of jammers down. This is why ECM is really a dice roll. It doesn't seem to be, they're applying their full control bar, but and actually there's no control bar showing for Agony really, nor is there attack bar, but they have everybody jammed, but what are they doing about it?
Trying to look around, it looks like the Agony Hyperions.
Oh, here goes the Oneros. Ollie Geist is into low armor, taking huge chunks of damage, able to rep a little bit with his AAR, but he is web, scrammed, nuded, nos, damped, the whole shebang, and I don't have a feeling that he's going to last much longer here. Hyperion, meanwhile, for Galovidia is also into half armor or so. No remote rep effects on him, still remote repping the Tristan of all things, so the reps are going to take a little while to cycle over to the Hyperion. The reps just dropped off of the Tristan and are onto the Hyperion now. We'll see if they can keep up with that damage, but Ollie Geist is going to die very shortly. He's bleeding into structure here.
Yeah, the big change here, you can see that Proteus for Pandemic Legion finally making its way over to that Oneros, and down he goes. So first kill, 2 PL, Agony logistics down. Now that Hyperion for Agony probably going to be in quite a bit of trouble. I assume they'll switch over to that. They could clear support as well. We'll have to see what they decide to do. Interesting note here about FCing and kind of what top-tier teams are willing to do. The PL flagship Vindicator has not been anywhere near the Agony ships for this entire match. He's sitting at range. I don't think it's rails, but it's probably null. It actually could be rails, but he's just staying way away, webbing stuff, not putting himself at risk.
Hey, I would speculate he's shield fit for some possibility.
No, he's armor hardening.
Oh, he is
for
armor
sure.
hardening. You're right, and
is that a
ECCM.
rail? I don't think so,
look
but
like
I don't
rails
know.
to me.
I should go look.
Yeah, right. Get up with the turret guide open, but he just may be playing it safe right now. He doesn't want to get close to those 3 Hyperions.
He's playing more like a Hugin.
Yeah.
Which, of course, is really powerful with the flagship webs on there.
Yeah, maybe they're a little scared after losing a flagship last year fairly early on. They don't want to overcommit it, and they didn't really need to right now. The frigates, between the jamming and those frigates, they were able to get in there and really pop that Oneros quickly once they got on it, and are winning the support war. They're just confident in Ting Kang to be able to do his job and keep the reps up.
Keep going for 1 sec. I'm going to check on this on the guns. I'm really curious if it's
Hans Blackbird now suddenly got some damage on him. One of the Hyperions probably got a lock, or maybe multiples. Maybe the frigates are in there. But he's into low armor. Can Ting Kang keep up right now? His Tech 1 resist on a Blackbird aren't spectacular. It can't fit a great buffer if it fits for center strength. I think it's only got 3 low, so what, a plate, and maybe it gets one of the gosh, I'm forgetting the name now, the signal distortion amps. Meanwhile, we have Galovidia is web scram, taking a heavy amount of damage now with no logistics on the field. I'm not sure if he can tank the damage of the Proteus Vindicator. That is a Blaster Proteus, not a Link Proteus. I think the Links are on the Gnosis in this fight. But he is right now keeping up. It's pretty close. We have one of the Enyos for Agony, also low armor. He looks like he's going to go down very shortly. He's in a lot of trouble, neutered, web scrammed. So what do we come up with on those blasters?
I don't know. It's not 425s or neutron blasters. Enyo going down. For Agony, that Proteus hurting pretty bad. Seamus in the PL Proteus definitely not tanking easily, but he is pulling back now. It looks like he'll probably be okay. And of course,
interesting choice. I wonder, there's no remote rep icon on him, so I wonder if Ting Kang is jammed.
There was just a second ago, but yeah, now he must be.
Yeah,
because he was repping just a second.
There's a bit of a
so.
DPS race here between a Hyperion and a Proteus. If they can get Seamus down before that Oneros regains lock, they might save their Hyperion, but it looks like the Hyperion's dying faster than the Proteus.
Yeah, I think the hype's going to go, and they're losing the rest of their support wing at the same time. This is one of those cases where this fight gets easier and easier for PL as Agony loses ships because the ECM stacks up more and more heavily on those Hyperions. They are almost about to kill a PL Blackbird. I'm sure that's what's left of the Agony support, trying to get something done away from that main fight. But
right, those Enyos really trying to
or maybe it's that Hyperion, actually, who's probably separated because of the Vindy and just shooting whatever he can.
And here we go. The Oneros has the lock again. We see reps on one of the Ishkars, a Blackbird and the Proteus.
Yeah.
And I think that's end of the road for Agony here. That's
most likely.
Well, as far as the winner's bracket anyway.
I feel like Agony deserves a lot of credit for this fight. They clearly made PL work really hard. There goes the first Hyperion for Agony. Same time another Enyo goes down. So now just left with 5 of their original 12 ships, and obviously going to have a pretty hard time against the full roster for PL still on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I give him credit for the fight, but I don't give him credit for the fit. I really just, the Hyperions, as we discussed. For a moment there, RVB made me think that maybe they were going to do something quality with it, but didn't quite work out for him, and I think that just shows the Hyperions are a little bit weak.
I think they have problems, but I don't know. I'm coming around on them a little bit. They're obviously really powerful if you can get them where they need to be. They're just kind of easy to abuse with no damage application or projection bonuses. It's hard to get their full potential in effect, but there's a lot of power there, and you save points by bringing the Tech 1 battleship, so you have more open for your support wing. That kind of stuff is really powerful, but yes, another example of them going down.
Well, sure, and as you say, the tracking, they're easily hamstrung by tracking disruptors. That's been a popular module in this tournament. We've seen a lot of tracking disruption. Easy to cram one to the mid-slot of an Ishkar and Enyo if you already have tackle spread around other ships.
But contrary to what CCB Dolan was saying, they do have a fair amount of utility to help counter some of that stuff. They have 5 mids. They have a new utility high slot since rebalancing. Yep. So you can fit stuff like ECCM, sensor boosters, tracking mods. They have an extra low now as well. So there's plenty of room to account for some of the stuff people are going to be doing to you. It's just a matter of whether or not it's enough. And in this case, obviously, it's not. So.
Right. Now we just have Pandemic Legion mopping up. I think they probably kill all these before the timer. But
yeah, most likely.
Although the Damnation, we'll see, is kind of a brick.
But yeah, I mean, to me, that looked like PL barely making it happen. Of course, as we get closer to the end of the tournament, a lot of the fights are going to be close fought like this. They're going to be, tipped very easily by the success of E-War wings and support wings and that sort of thing, but I'm a little surprised to see Agony make PL work that hard. I mean, Agony's a good team, but it looked to me like PL was kind of on the brink there. Like, if they can't, keep that Blackbird alive or that Proteus alive or just one of those cycles it was able to, they might have been in big trouble.
Yeah, for a moment there, they had a chance, but, I wonder if they bring something different. I don't know, Torpfoons or Megathron, something more easily apply damage to large target. I guess Torpfoons against an Oneros not so good, but Megathrons maybe with the tracking that could do it. I guess Dommies were probably banned out. I didn't see, but Yeah, the Hyperions just don't seem to me like the kind of all-in battleship you really want in this context.
I think results at least agree with you. I don't think we've seen anybody do that great with him so far. As you said, cleanup mode. Hyperion number 3 about to draw for Agony. There'll be about 40 seconds left to clean up that last Damnation, which they probably won't be able to do, as Damnations tend to be fairly tanky. And the PL flagship will survive. If you guys are picking up tournament viewing today, the flagship, of course, ship type each team gets to declare before the tournament starts. They can only field their flagship until it dies, in which case they cannot field it anymore. And the benefit to having it is that it's immune to bans, and it can also fit a lot of mods we don't allow in normal ships.
And they can change the fit from match to match.
Yep.
I think in the past he had to declare the fit ahead of time, and that was it. But this time around, so you never know, he could bring it back shield next time.
Shield Vindy with officer damage mods.
Officer tracking enhancers would really put
clearly
null out to
some
60.
very high meta webs on that Vindicator, giving it really long web range with that 90% web bonus.
Yeah, he looks like he's probably pretty far from the match. Can you see exactly?
Well, the
he's
match
pretty
is
close
over
in now,
so we're gonna send it back to the studio.